Welcome to Make the Shift with Salen. This week, we are talking all about crushing your goals no matter how hard it seems like it's been to date. So, if you're someone who has those big goals that, like, you write in your journal, they're in your head, or, they're just maybe too big to really express anywhere out of fear that they might not happen, then today you are in the right place. So I had a huge dream back in 2010. I started my senior home care franchise in 2007, and 3 years in, I had built $1 million business, but it was requiring me to work 80+ hour weeks in order to maintain it. Or that's at least what I thought until I figured out what the goal crushers, achievers knew that I didn't know. And so that big goal that I wanted to crush was I wanted to grow that $1 million business like way bigger, but I had no more hours to give. And honestly, I didn't want to work 80+ hour weeks. I was exhausted and I really wanted to work part time. And so it was like, how do I grow my business, but also drastically reduce my hours? And that's when I figured out the goal achieving know-how that most people never really take the time to figure out. So, hey there, my name is Salen. I am your fun business coach, and I mentor women entrepreneurs from burned out to balanced in just 90 days with my unique blueprint that I call the Legacy Business System. This is actually the system that I used in order to triple that $1 million business revenue, 4x my personal paycheck, all while reducing my hours from 80+ to just 16. And so part of that system is what I'm going to share with you today, the Achieve It All method. This is the method that I developed that I really didn't understand, that I kind of had all of the pieces, but I wasn't putting them together in like a framework that I could duplicate. See, a lot of times we have a lot of the information, right? Like you're like, okay, I know how to set SMART goals. Like I know how to, focus on tasks. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. But what you don't have is you don't have the framework to bring it all together. And that's why I developed the Achieve It All method, because I was like, I need to take all of these things that I know and put it into a simple framework that not only I can use, but that I can teach my clients, because I know that you are super smart. You have a ton of skills, but it's actually kind of overwhelming you because you have so much information, right? If you're guilty of being an uh, information overload, like give me a overload in the comments, because I think we are at a point in the world right now in 2025 where we can listen, watch, right, digest information 24 hours a day, right? You can watch videos on YouTube. My boyfriend watches hours of video on YouTube about all different kinds of things. He's always learning, right? We can watch webinars from industry leaders. We can listen to podcasts on thought leaders, right? We literally are in overwhelm with the amount of information that we have. And this is what is causing us to do things like miss out on our goals, right? And if you want to be a goal achiever and a goal achiever with ease, put down ease in the comments, because I don't know about you, but I want to achieve my goals and I'm not afraid of working hard, but I don't want to do it all the time. Like, I like to compare building a legacy business like running a marathon, right? Like it should be a long distance, sustainable pace that you can literally do for years and years and years, if not tens of years and years, right? When you try and sprint for long periods, you get burnt out, right? That's why sprints are very short races. And you're going to sprint in your business for like multiple times in your business, but it should only be for short times, no more than 90 days. But I like more like 30 days at a time, right? So we have our long distance pace marathon of building a business, and then we do these little sprints here and there, maybe when we're launching a product or it's the holidays or whatever the heck it is, but it's for a short amount of time. So if you want to, crush your goals with ease, then the Achieve It All method is for you. So let me go through this kind of today and tell you what it is. So this first thing is we need to define your goal. Now, if you love Michael Hyatt and you want to set SMART goals, they're specific, measurable, actionable, risk taking, and time bound, right? Oh, I'm so proud of myself for remembering all 5 of those off the cuff. See, that's all that information in your head. Then go ahead, right? Like totally set SMART goals. But if you're someone like myself that sometimes gets stuck on all 5 of those SMART steps, just set a goal, right? And it could be, I want to double my revenue in the next 90 days, right? Okay, so that's the goal. So that's the first thing. We want to define your goal. The second thing that we want to do is we want to identify the necessary steps. So if you want to double your revenue in 90 days, then we need to figure out what is the easiest, fastest, best way to do this. And in order to do that, we need to actually know like what allows you to bring in revenue, right? So in this week's edition of the Sunday Shift, which is my weekly business newsletter for women entrepreneurs, I gave an example of how my franchisor figured out how owners could make a 6-figure salary. They knew that business owners coming in order to achieve success would want to achieve a 6-figure salary. And so they broke it down. This is the reverse engineering part of the Achieve It All method. This is where like the magic happens, is you kind of have to figure out, not kind of have to, but you must figure out those steps needed in between the goal and what you're going to do every single day in order to get that momentum, right? In order to attach the goal to the daily actions, we need to know those steps in the middle. For some of you, that might be like 2 or 3 steps. For other people, it might be more steps, but we want the least amount of steps possible, and we want to know what those steps are, so that way we can follow that process. Now, once you have your goal, that's step 1. Once you identify the necessary steps needed, the third part is to outline your daily actions. This is where I see so many women entrepreneurs in overwhelm every single day. You're so focused on checking off your to-do list, check, 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 right? That you have forgotten what actually is the daily actions that attribute to the necessary steps that allow you to crush your goals, right? Like you have something on your to-do list, like, let's see, what's on my to-do list today? Oh, I don't really have anything on my to-do list that doesn't equal results because I've kind of gotten out of that. Let's see, something on your to-do list could be like, oh God, I don't know, Tell me something on your to-do list in the comments. Maybe that'll trigger a thought for me. My mind is going blank. I usually do this live at 2 p.m., but my mind is going blank. So you have something on your to-do list, and it is not a direct action that is leading to the steps that is going to directly correlate to doubling your revenue in 90 days, right? And so, okay, so let's do this. So let's say that you don't use your website really for direct revenue. Like it's just there as a placeholder because everyone needs a website, right? Like that's what you feel. So it's there, but you get your revenue through like a specific like funnel or something like that, and not like your about page or your homepage or anything like that, right? And so you have on your to-do list that you must update your website, right? And you're like, I got to get this done because it's not pretty and it's not relevant. Like that's just something on your list. And so you're spending time on things that actually are not going to directly relate to increasing your revenue. Now you might say, well, Salem, people might go to my website in order to sign up for services. And the big word in there was might. So let's just go over the Achieve It All method again. So we have the goal, double your revenue. What are those direct steps? Now, if you know, let me give you for instance, so my high-level coaching program is called the Concierge Club, right? It's 90 days working with me one-to-one. How I get the majority of my clients into the Concierge Club is I meet them somewhere online or in person. And then what happens is we have some conversations in the DMs, and then we might have a conversation in person or on Zoom. And then I send them my checkout page, and then they purchase, right? So those are the steps in between, right? And what I directly need to do is have more conversations, right? That is the daily action, because I know more conversations in person or online will lead to DMs, texts, whatever it is, right? Messages, which will lead to one-to-one conversations about the program. So those are either conversations I have in person or online, again, about my coaching program, to the checkout page, to direct revenue, right? So if you see how that's in there, my website is not in there. It's just a checkout page, right? And so this is the thing, is if you're spending your time, your to-do list on tasks that are not directly related to the goal, that is why you're struggling to crush your goals. So I hope this made sense today. Every single week, I am publishing my brand new weekly newsletter with a little bit of a backstory about how I learned this important lesson. And then I'm giving you one action to take in your business that, is just one thing to focus on improving during the week. And then I'm giving you some sort of tool or resource or whatever to make that easier, a little bit of inspiration in there too. And what this is I'm teaching you the system that I used, just like I said, to triple my business, 4x my personal paycheck, and reduce my hours by 80%, from 80 to 16 hours weekly, right? I generated over $17 million in 16-hour weeks. And you can too have similar results if you know what to focus on. And the Achieve It All method is where you need that. Now, if you're not on my email newsletter and you missed that, comment blog below. I'll send you the blog post so you can read it. You can get the exact steps so you can crush your big goals. So comment blog. I'll send you last week's newsletter so you can have those steps. And then I did put the link to sign up for the newsletter in there. But if you need that too, comment newsletter and I will get that out to you. I hope that you found this training super, super beneficial. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Please share it with another woman entrepreneur who you know has big goals that they want to crush. And also, if you want to tag a woman that you know and you're like, this is how we crush our goals, tag them in this video so that way they know more. Love to know your thoughts on here. What's your big takeaway? Let me know. So here is your call to action from this video. If you want the Achieve It All method broken down for you, comment blog and I will send that over to you. And if you're not on my weekly newsletter, comment newsletter and I will get you the link so you can sign up. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I am off to an amazing event today. That's why we're coming on a little early. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Let me check my calendar. Next Wednesday, yes, at 2 p.m. Eastern. We will be back on track next week. I will see you then. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. As always, if you have any questions at all, feel free to pop them in the comments.